When it comes to selling your manufactured home, it's not always as easy as it sounds. There's a lot of background and behind the scenes work that need to be done in order to ensure that your manufactured home is sold in a timely manner. So today, I'm going to talk about the top 5 reasons why you need to use a manufactured home broker to get your home sold. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us for another installment of Manufactured Homes here in Michigan. My name is Justin Ivey. I am a regional manufactured home specialist here in the Metro Detroit area and in the state of Michigan. I have literally helped hundreds of people buy, sell, and finance manufactured homes, and I'd love to be able to do the same thing for you. If you want to reach me, send me a text, give me a call, or shoot me an email. I want to hear from you. Also, too, my contact information is in the description box below. Also, too, my contact information is also right here. And finally, please like and subscribe our channel. We want to make sure that this good content regarding everything and all things manufactured homes is getting out to everyone out there that is interested or has general questions. Also, too, please leave a comment because there might be some things that we miss in today's video or some things you'd like for us to cover down the road. And we'd like to hear from our audience as well. Okay, let's get into it. So when it comes to selling manufactured homes, let me start off by saying you can most definitely do it yourself. If you don't want to use a manufactured home broker, you don't have to do that. You are more than capable of selling your own manufactured home. What I'm doing in today's video is I want to make you aware of why sellers choose to use a licensed manufactured home broker here in the state of Michigan. So yes, you can do it on your own, but when you're dealing with a manufactured home broker, there are some things that you just don't have to deal with that are essentially taken off of your plate. So I want to go over those 5 things and what they are here today. All right, here we go. Reason number 1, expertise of the manufactured home market. Well, what does that mean? Well, what that means is that if you're a seller and you decide to use or work with a licensed and experienced manufactured home broker, one of the benefits of doing that is that you're working with someone who has experience of the marketplace. So as a manufactured home broker such as myself, one of the things I always try to do is let the seller know and understand that manufactured homes, especially when they're located inside of a community, are treated much differently than they would treat a single family home located in a particular subdivision. So it's very important that as the seller, you relay all the critical information that's related to that home, manufactured home broker that you're working with. So they need to know how old your home is. They need to know if it's a single wide or a double wide. They need to know if there's any issues with that particular home. They need to know if there's a mortgage attached to the home. They need to know the roof, the water heater, all those different things that they need to know about that particular home. And your manufactured home broker, they know the pricing strategy. They're going to know what that particular home is going for in the open market. They're going to know the legalities in terms of making sure the paperwork is properly processed and put in place. And they're also going to make sure that whoever is going to buy your home, they're going to make sure that they're part qualified, or if they're moving the home, that they have all those credentials in place to be able to move the home without running into any problems with the manufactured home community. So those are the types of things that are very important when you're dealing with a manufactured home broker, is that they're experienced in the current market and what's happening in regards to manufactured homes, especially if they're located inside of a community. So that's reason number 1, expertise of the manufactured home market. Reason number 2, accurate pricing and maximum returns. This reason is pretty much straightforward. Part of a role of a manufactured home broker is to make sure they give you accurate pricing and maximum returns in regards to your home sale. So all of that information that we gathered in reason number 1, they're going to take that information and do what's called a market analysis. And what that market analysis entails is that they're going to see what homes similar to yours and what they've been selling for, not only in that community that is located in, but in the surrounding communities within the last 6, 8, or even 12 months, depending on what type of data that they're able to pull. They usually report back, and at that point, they're able to tell you how much your home is going to sell for, or at least the range that it's going to sell for. Now, take into account, if you have a mortgage in place, that mortgage has to be satisfied. If there's potentially some lot rents, that also has to be satisfied as well. Now, the good news is if you're not behind on your mortgage, or if you don't even have a mortgage, if you don't have a mortgage, that's more money that's coming back into your pocket. So it's reason number 2, accurate pricing and maximum returns is pretty much explanatory. They're going to take all the information that they gathered in the reason number 1, do an analysis, come back and tell you the range in regards to what your home could potentially sell for. There you go, reason number 2. Reason number 3, extensive market research. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of why working with an experienced and licensed manufactured home broker is really, really important. When we're talking about extensive market reach, what that means is that as a manufactured home broker, they have the ability and the capability to market your home in a myriad of different ways, whether it's through virtual tours, whether it's through social media, digital marketing, print, many different methods that they're able to market your home to. Also too, a good manufactured home broker has relationships with different organizations here in their particular region or their particular part of the country or within the state to market your home to people who might need affordable housing options. So that's also important as well. And these are things that the typical seller might not have time to do. They got a job, they got kids, they have other obligations. They don't have the time to really sit down and do all that or trying to come up with a strategy in terms of how to market that particular home. That's where a manufactured home broker comes in. They have that expertise in terms of coming up with an array of different strategies to market that said home. Again, digital media, social media, relationships with different organizations for people that might be looking for affordable housing, print media, and everything in between. So these are things that are an actual benefit, a huge benefit to the seller, and it takes that off of their plate and puts that onus or that responsibility onto the manufactured home broker. They do all that for you. So that's reason number 3, extensive market research. Reason number 4, negotiation and transaction management. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's kind of follow through the process and how we got to this point. You, the seller, reached out to a broker. You gave the broker the information on the home. Broker does the analysis, comes back to you and tells you the range of what your home could sell for. You agree to that price point. Home is now under contract. Now the broker starts to do their market reach in terms of marketing your home. Now, once your home has been marketed, a buyer has been identified, they come in, they like the home, they make an offer. The first part of that is now the broker is negotiating or help facilitate the negotiations between you, the seller, and the potential buyer of your home. Once a price has been agreed to, that buyer puts down their deposit. Now we move into the B portion of that phase, which is transaction management. From the buyer's perspective, the broker is going to manage the buyer in regards to making sure that their financing is in place and they turn in all the appropriate documentation, making sure that they turn in their application with the park office to make sure that they get park approved. They're also making sure that they turn in all the necessary information with the state of Michigan to make sure that the home is getting ready to be transferred properly into their name. Now, with you, the seller, the broker is also going to be working with you as well to make sure you're turning in all the appropriate documentation in order to get the home transferred. You have all the necessary paperwork with the buyer's mortgage company to make sure that that transfer is also done properly as well. Also, too, making sure that you're also in good standing with the park office and making sure they're fully aware of where everything is moving in regards to the whole sales process. Now, that is part of the broker's role as far as negotiation and transaction management. Managing things with the buyer, managing things with the seller, managing things with the park office, and managing the paperwork with the state of Michigan. That's reason number 4, negotiation and transaction management. Managing all those 3 things to ensure the home is sold in a timely manner. And reason number 5, time and stress saving. Listen, I just went through the first 4 phases, and for the typical seller, those things can be quite time consuming and very, very stressful. But when you're working with a licensed and experienced manufactured home broker, those are things that you typically don't have to deal with. So when we talk about time and stress savings, think about it from the perspective of you were trying to sell your home. Now you have to vet the buyer to make sure that they're qualified to buy your home, or they're even in position to buy your home. You have to make sure that they get park qualified to even live in the community. Then you have to make sure that they turn in all their financial paperwork if they're getting a mortgage. You have to make sure that everything is squared up and in place with the state of Michigan. You have to make sure that the park office is fully aware of what's happening in regards to you getting out of that home and getting into a new buyer's name. These are things that the typical seller just doesn't have time to do. They have jobs, they have kids, they have obligations, they have other things they would rather be doing. So when you're working with a manufactured home broker, time and stress savings is huge. Me being a manufactured home broker, a specialist as myself, I usually tell the seller 2 things. Keep the home clean, make it available when we need to show it, come to the closing with a smile, with a nice outfit, because we're going to take pictures and we're going to have a good time, and you're going to be happy that your home sold in a good quality, timely manner, and that we were able to provide you with great service. So when we talk about time and stress savings, all of these things are important. These are things you don't have to deal with, and that responsibility is now placed on the manufactured home broker's plate, and that's something that they have experience in doing. So you don't have to go through the rabbit hole of dealing with the buyer, dealing with the park, dealing with the buyer's mortgage company, dealing with the state in terms of the paperwork being in place. These are all things that are now taken off of your plate and put onto the broker's plate. And for what we can tell, it's always beneficial. So that's reason number 5, time and stress savings. Well, there you have it, gang. Those are the top 5 reasons why sellers use manufactured home brokers here in the state of Michigan and the Metro Detroit area. Listen, I want to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed today's video just as I enjoyed making it. I want to hear from you, so please leave a comment in the comment box below. Listen, there might be other reasons why people use manufactured home brokers that I missed. I want to hear from you. Also too, well, maybe there's some other videos that you'd like for us to cover, or some other topics that you'd like for us to cover. Leave that in the comment box below. Also too, my contact information is in the description box below. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I want to hear from you and answer all of your questions, everything and all things manufactured homes. My contact information is also right here. Please like and subscribe our channel here at Manufactured Homes in Michigan. We want to make sure that this content is getting out to everyone and answering all their questions. And YouTube likes the fact that we're providing great information and sharing it with others. But that's all we got for today. I enjoy being with you guys as always. Until next time, be blessed and take care. Talk to you soon.